Yo guys, what is going on? I made a video last time talking about Toll Brothers, a real estate construction company, and I talk about how they have a good opportunity from people leaving their home states of, let's say, California, New York, Massachusetts, Connecticut, wherever it might be, to move to states like Tennessee, Texas, Idaho, Arizona, states like that are growing really rapidly. And so I want to talk to you guys about why I want to move to Texas, and I think this is an appropriate conversation because in my last video we got a lot of comments of people talking about how they want to move California or how everybody around them is leaving California. So I want to talk about the reasons why, and I want to talk about how moving to Texas can make you rich, guys. It will, and it can make you rich. So guys, with that being said, let's get into it. Now guys, in this video, because this is a finance channel, I want to talk about the cost of living. And so we're going to be talking about 2 counties in Massachusetts, 2 counties in California, and 3 counties in Texas that we're going to compare to each other just to see which counties are the best. And spoiler alert, they're mostly in Texas. Let's firstly go over the counties and where they are located so that you kind of get an idea. The first one's going to be Tarrant County. This is in Texas. This holds Fort Worth. Fort Worth is a city with 800,000 people. It's about 30 minutes west of Dallas City. Now, Dallas City is in a county called Dallas County. So Fort Worth and Dallas are both pretty much right next to each other. Dallas has about 1.3 million people inside of it, and Dallas County is to the right of Tarrant County. Above that is going to be Collin County. This is essentially the northern suburbs of Dallas. Beautiful area. This is the county that I'm considering moving to. Now, in terms of Massachusetts, we have Suffolk County, which holds Boston, and then to the west, which is the suburbs of Boston, we have Middlesex County. And then in California, we have San Francisco County and LA County. Those are self-explanatory. San Francisco and LA County obviously hold San Francisco and LA respectively. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is median income. So in Tarrant County, it's going to be $65,000, Dallas $57,000, Collin County $94,000, Suffolk $65,000, Middlesex $97,000, San Francisco $104,000, and LA $64,000. Now, people always tell me, hey, BK, based on those numbers, Middlesex, Suffolk County, San Francisco, they have great median incomes. Why don't you just move there? Well, the point is, guys, you can't just look at median income because it's not about how much money you make. It's about how much money is left over. And well, buying a house is going to be my biggest expense. So let's look at that, guys. Median housing prices for Tarrant County is $170,000, Dallas $161,000, Collin County $289,000, Suffolk $463,000, Middlesex $476,000, San Francisco $1 million, guys, LA $543,000. Then, guys, we also have to look at rent. Where is it best to rent? Well, in terms of rent, guys, Tarrant and Dallas County have easily the lowest rent with $1,049 and $1,046 respectively. Collin County is a little bit higher at $1,297, but then Suffolk County is $1,506, Middlesex is $1,541, San Francisco is $1,800, LA County is almost $1,400. So yeah, Collin County and LA County are the most similar, but we're going to get to why they're actually not even that close. They're actually a little bit wider than this shows in a second, okay, guys? Now let's move on to the poverty rates. How are they doing in terms of the economy? How are people feeling? Well, Tarrant County is 12.1, Dallas is 14.2, Collin County is 6.4%, Suffolk County is 17.5%, Middlesex 7.3%, San Francisco 10.1%, and LA is 14.5%. So, guys, that's the percentage of people in poverty in each county. Now, let's give you 2 more statistics, and then I'm going to tie it all together and tell you why Texas and these 3 counties I'm analyzing are probably going to be the best places to move to become rich. Now, guys, January unemployment is pretty much the same in all of these places. I'll pop the numbers up on your screen, but they're virtually all the same. Texas is probably the loser in this category, but I don't think this category is that important, given that more people are going to be in poverty in the Californian and Massachusetts counties. Now, population growth from April 1st of 2010 to July 1st of 2019 show a great and important story, guys, that we all need to understand. Tarrant County grew 16% in that 9-year span, Dallas County 11%. I'm going to skip Collin County for now. Suffolk County grew 11%, Middlesex grew 7%, San Francisco grew 9.5%, and LA County only grew 2.2%, which is kind of pathetic. But now, guys, guess how much Collin County grew? Guess. 32%. 32%, guys, and that's very important. So now that we're done with the numbers, I want to make some important distinguishments. Is that even a word? I want to make some important distinctions that you need to know and why I think Texas is the best place to live, guys. The first is that the median income to the median house price ratio is very low in Texas. For example, if we look at Collin County, guys, the median income is almost $100,000, and let's just say the median house price is $300,000. That means it takes only 3 years to earn the same amount of money as your median house price in Collin County. Whereas in LA County, that's going to take you about 8 years to make all of the money needed to go into your house. The other counties have different numbers, but Texas easily wins in this category in the ratio of median income to median house prices. But I want to make an important distinction, guys, that you guys need to know. There's no state income tax in Texas. There's no state income tax. You get taxed on your property. What does this mean, guys? It means that you actually have more income left over after your taxes because you don't get state income tax in Texas. Therefore, because of this, you actually save a lot of money, and the ratio is actually even more in Texas's favor because you have to also factor in the taxes when you're looking at the California and Massachusetts home prices and incomes. But I do want to say that the taxes where they do get you in Texas is going to be on your property taxes. But what I've heard from Texans is that this is easily offset by the cost of living, and because the homes are so much more beautiful in Texas and you get more for your money, you can actually pay down for your house and pay less in taxes. Speaking of which, actually, I'm going to pop up the a home you can get in Texas for $300,000, so just above the median house price in Collin County, and then I'm also going to pop up one in LA County and in Massachusetts so you guys can really see what's going on here. You can buy beautiful homes that look like mansions, $700,000 homes, $800,000 homes. They look like that, but they really only cost $300,000 in Texas. Whereas in LA, you buy a $500,000 home, it looks like a $300,000 home here. In contrast, guys, I'll also show you guys what a $500,000, $600,000 home looks like in Texas. Beautiful, right? Well, in LA, you want that house, it's more than $1 million. All right, guys, now let's move on to rent. Rent, I want to say the same thing. Rent is going to be lower in Texas, and again, the rents are lower in Texas, and the incomes are roughly the same, if not higher sometimes, but you also don't pay state income tax, so you actually have more money left over to rent, and if you rent, you don't have to pay property tax, so that's very important to realize. It's kind of like a tax loophole for those who are renting. That's why I love Texas. If you want to get people to be able to afford housing, that's how you do it. You don't have them pay income tax even when they're renting. So that's beautiful. Good job, Texas. I love it. Now let's talk about, guys, let's move on to the next page. I want to talk about Texas economy. The economy's booming, and then after, I'm going to talk to you about how I'm going to get rich in Texas. So keep that in mind. We're getting to that. So economy's booming, responsible for 25% of U.S. exports. 25%. If we exclude oil and natural gas and all of that, it's still responsible for 10%, which is a massive number for exports, guys. And this is from the census. Then if we look at the state economy, according to Forbes, it is the fastest growing state economy, and it has 100 of the 1,000 biggest public and privately held companies in the nation. And so, guys, this is my plan. Let me put this notebook away. Let's put it right here. Why not? So, guys, I should not have done that. Look up. And fix. Okay. So, guys, what is my plan? My plan, guys, is to go to Texas, get a home in Collin County where the median income is almost $100,000 and the median home price is lower than $300,000. What I'm going to do is I'm going to buy a house. And what's great is if you buy a house for the median home price, you can actually get a 3-4 bedroom house. So I'm going to do that. Get a roommate, get a couple of roommates maybe, have them pay the mortgage with me, have them pay rent. And once they pay rent, the cost of living for me is going to go down drastically. So it's going to be even lower because, guys, I forgot to tell you, in Texas, a $300,000 home, that can get you 4 bedrooms. In Massachusetts, that might only get you 2 or 3, right? And so the cost of living is lower and what you get for it is higher. But because what you get for it is higher, in other words, you get more bedrooms, more baths, you can also get rental income from roommates, from tenants and stuff like that. So I'm going to do that to lower my cost of living. I'm going to live in the house for 5 years. Guys, pay attention to this. Live in the house for, I'm going to have the house for 5 years, live in it for only the first 3 of the 5 years. Move out, have tenants go into the house and pay me rental income. Then what I'm going to plan on doing is once the home price goes up in value, and it will, because number one, Texas is booming, and number two, guys, I want to remind you that Collin County grew 32% in the last 9 years. So let's say it grows another 15% in the 5 years that I'm there. Well, excellent. That means the home prices are going to go up. Home prices go up. okay? I'm going to get equity into the house. I'm going to get rental income into the house. Then at the end of the 5 years, I could do a 1031 exchange. I meant to say a capital gains exclusion. Carrying on. Now, what is this for people who don't know? It means that if you live in a house for 3 out of at least 5 years of owning the house, okay, then what you can do is you can sell the house to buy another house and pay 0 taxes on your capital gains. Meaning, let's say my property appreciates by $30,000 or $40,000, $50,000, whatever it might be. I don't have to pay taxes on that appreciation. And so I could buy a bigger house, or I could buy 2 new houses in new markets that are growing and developing. And I could keep doing this until I make more and more income and keep going to bigger houses or better properties, whatever it might be, for the best ROI. In addition to that, I can also do the BRRRR strategy, which essentially means you buy, you renovate, you fix, all of that, you get the rental income, and then you can borrow as your house appreciates in value and as you build equity into your house, you can borrow against that equity and buy more homes. And so I'm going to do that to make a fortune off of real estate. And because Texas is such a great market, I believe here is where I'm going to get rich. Now, that's not even including my job, right? I want to have a job, right? You get a job, you get that money, you shuffle that into real estate, into investments, into stocks, whatever it might be, guys. And this is the point of making this video. I just want to put out there, guys, you want to get rich based on, let's say you have good financials, but you want to get rich based on saving money, low cost of living, buying real estate in a great market that's growing rapidly. Again, guys, 32% growth in Collin County, just north of Dallas. That's the suburbs of Dallas. Go to Texas, go to Collin County, buy a house there, get that real estate going, get that appreciation, get the rents from those real estate properties, right? As it's growing, buy more rental houses in growing neighborhoods and growing areas. And guys, you will become rich. I love Texas. There's so much more I can say about it. Unfortunately, I don't have time, but I want you to know I want to go to Dallas, Texas. Actually, that's a lie. I want to go to Collin, Texas, near Dallas, Texas. And I want to go get rich off of that, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please smash the thumbs up button, smash the subscribe button, hit the notification bell next to it, guys, and stick around for some more videos on how to become wealthy. I usually talk about stocks, not homes, but because homes are an important part of becoming wealthy and moving might actually make you an extra dollar or two, I decided to make this video, guys. I want to talk to you about my decision-making process and why I'm looking at Texas and more specifically Collin County. Guys, have a great day. Bye-bye.